All right, everyone. Well, welcome to Hoop to Holler with Dylan and Walrus, aka the B-Ball Study Hall. What's going on, Dylan? How you doing, man? How was your
Uh,
Thanksgiving?
yeah, great Thanksgiving. We did not do the traditional turkey. We went down and caught Nuggets Spurs game in Denver. 65 degrees, sandals and shorts at the Denver Zoo on Friday. Came home single digits. Maybe even hit some negative numbers with wind chill. Uh,
Mm.
your Thanksgiving, Wally. We were talking about not shearing the sheep, letting that flow grow. It is the fro flow is flowing quite nicely, looking great, my man. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was great, man. It was great. Always great being with family. Had the week off, so it was really great, man. Let's talk some NBA. So we were chatting about what the landscape is right now between the East and West. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think let's start out east because it is tightly packed, and I'll burn you through the teams, and if you want to jump in on any of them, but early on the interesting separation, and there was a stat I heard recently, the same date that the Pistons had rattled off, I think 11 straight wins this year. Last year they had rattled off on that same date 11 straight losses. So that's
I
probably the
saw that
team of
too.
the East. Yeah, the team of the East to talk so far is what these Pistons are doing. I think they did drop two games recently, but then maybe back on the winning streak. They won their last game. They're sitting at 16-4 atop the East. Anything you want to hit Pistons before we move on?
I mean, Cade Cunningham, man, that dude is ascendant. I think in that, one of those two recent losses, he dropped 42 and,
In a loss. Yep.
and definitely had a fair share amount of rebounds and assists. So, that guy is clearly, the guy right now
Yeah.
for that team. And yeah, I think they're legit. I don't think it's necessarily a flash in the pan. It's still early, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and apparently, since we're on the Pistons, just quickly, I might mention that um, it has been suggested by some that maybe Anthony Davis might be making his way
Yeah.
there this
Yeah.
season. The
It,
Bulls are
it,
another one as well, but yeah, no, the Pistons for sure.
I've heard that too, and I guess for me, Wally, I can't get past like the risk reward with Davis. Like, of course, at his best, that's a player you want. But is he going to play? Is he going to be at his best? Is he the best ability we've said, right? And he's only getting older. I mean, and I almost wonder, do you disrupt something that's going well? Like that's the question I think front office is asking in Detroit right now: is are we all in on this year? Is this our window? Tatum's out. Hallie's hurt. Even Giannis is looking a little shaky, and his team isn't doing as well. So, do you cash in and make your run, or do you continue to play the players you have, right now, and see how it plays out this year? And patience, you would remind me often. Patience is a virtue, and I wonder if that's the way the Pistons roll. But I don't think it's fool's gold. I'll be surprised if they sustain this, but I expect them to be, in the mix going east. And the other side note, and I'll kick it back to you, is Cade Cunningham the best American-born basketball player that we have going right now? Like, has he taken the torch from Ant with Tatum and Hallie out? Like you start going down the list, our top five MVPs are all international dudes. Is Cade the next guy right now? Brunson maybe. I mean, like Ant. Kind of interesting conversation.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about my Lakers in a little bit, but there's a certain gentleman from Arkansas who's playing pretty
Okay.
well. Very American as
Okay.
well. Very American.
Yes, he is. All right. So then we've got the next grouping. I think it goes from second down to ninth. There is a 2.5 game grouping here. Knicks, Raptors, Heat, Hawks, Magic, Cavs, Celtics, Sixers, who now have everybody back. The Bulls are sitting 10. They've fallen below 500 at 9-10, and the Bucks are 9-12 right now, Wally. So any teams in the East you want to talk about a little bit? I do think it's interesting what the Raptors are doing. I think they are shooting above their head. That's going to regress. I like what the Hawks have going. The Heat are doing this no pick and roll basketball. It's just passing and motion, which seems to be wearing teams out early. But the Knicks are supposed to be the team, and I had the Magic as well being there. Any teams that kind of stick out to you?
Yeah, I think right now this is the Knicks conference to lose. I really do,
Yep.
because they have the continuity. I was not a fan of the change in coaching, but Mike Brown is a solid coach. Man's won coach of the year two times. You you
The
you don't
fastest way
win
to
that
lose your
unless you
job.
can coach.
The
It is
fastest way
true.
to lose
This
your
is very
job
true.
is to win that coach.
This is
Yeah.
very true. But it seems to be working out pretty well. So yeah, I think it's kind of a mishmash right now
It is.
with all those teams. But I I wouldn't be surprised if ultimately it does, depending obviously how the seeding works out, if it does end up being between the Knicks and the Pistons to go to the
Okay.
finals out of the East. Now out West, as we know,
Yeah.
it's just year in, year out, man. It's just crazy, man. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the Thunder are the Thunder, but everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tight. So Thunder sitting at 20-1. Then we go to your La La Land. I'll call them the Lakers, dude. They're sitting 2. We got to call them the
Oh, I
Lakers.
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
15-4.
Very gracious of you. So generous of you.
That is the matchup I want to see. I think I've said before, you've got cupcakes until Christmas, and then you guys host the Rockets. And then I think you're going to see the test. And you saw the test. You saw what the Lakers did. Now it was LeBron list at that time. But you didn't have him for the OKC matchup. But like against good teams, we'll see. Then we got the Nuggets, 14-5, Spurs 13-6. The T-Pups 12-8. They're sitting 6th. Suns have been nice this year. It seems like positive energy going there. 12-9. The Dubs sitting in that 8 spot, 11-10. They're flashing with 500. And then Grizz, Blazers, Jazz, and then the lowly Mavericks, your street clothes AD fleece and trade sitting at 12. And then the Clippers below that, which is wild. So you're a Lakers guy. Let's flow into that. Give me an update on your Lakers. Who do you fear in the West? What matchups do you like? How are you feeling?
Only team I fear is the Oklahoma City Thunder.
The only team.
Only team.
Okay.
Disrespecting
the Rock, disrespecting Texas like that. Okay.
Yeah. No. The Rockets are good, but I look, if they have Fred VanVleet right now, I would feel differently about them. I think that's a key piece if they're going to make a real push in the
Reed
playoffs.
Shepard's been nice, dude. Yeah, Reed Shepard's
been nice.
And you know how high I am on Amen Thompson, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't. I think if both teams are doing what they can do, I'll take my Lakers against that Rockets team. Obviously, Joker is just ridiculous right now. But with Aaron Gordon being out, and we'll see what he's going to be like when he comes back. That's a big blow to that team.
You could see it in that game we went to. We were there, as you would say.
Right.
Aaron Gordon sidelines, dreads, comfy clothes, cheering him on. But he is pivotal. My little man's getting all of the feel he can. He is pivotal towards success for them. You can see it and as Joker had the most minuscule triple double I've ever seen. I think it was 16, 10, and 10 or something. He touches it every single play, but he wasn't dominant. I give some props to Luke Cornett, D'ing him up a little bit. He was good. Joker was good, undoubtedly. And he got a lot of guys open shots, and they just simply didn't knock him down. So they knocked those down. He probably gets 16 and 16 assists. It's a different game. They win. They're up 18 in the third quarter, end up losing that game, which was kind of wild. But yeah, you should fear Joker. You definitely should fear Joker. I also think, Wally, for your Lakers, you should fear the Rockets. And I think if the Spurs get healthy, you should fear them. History would say you should also respect your Tibber Pups. You should fear those guys as well. I think there should be ample levels of fear. I like the confidence.
I think the window for the team in Minnesota that
might be
not called the Lakers. I think that might be done. I really do. Look, when it comes to, I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
I was saying there's been a little talk of shopping. So I saw a little ant shopping talks with Houston even of reuniting. We'll see, but if things continue to go south for them, they're at 12-8. If they get close to that 500, I wonder if there could be some trade talks there. But yeah. Tell me about your Lakers.
Yeah, it's early days, right? So, all of this can change very, very easily. But for me right now, the Los Angeles Lakers have the most dynamic offense in basketball. And that's primarily because, of course, Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. I have a couple of stats ready to go for us today. The last 3 games, Austin Reeves has scored over 30 points, and he's had 80% or better true shooting percentage. This is something I've become familiar with. Yeah, there you go. Right. Yeah. Adding the 2s, the 3s, and the free throws.
Yep.
He's had 3 straight games like that. He's only the second guard in NBA history to do that. And the first guy to do that is one Wardell Stephen Curry.
Wow.
The second. Yeah. Okay. And then you got Luka, who is a known quantity, but in terms of the purple and gold, he has 5 straight games with 30 points and a double-double. Last Laker to do that, you don't have the jersey with you right now in your room, but that would be one Shaquille O'Neal.
Got it right over here.
This if they play the right way, I am a broken record to the hilt when it comes to this, but I mean, I really this is what I believed in my core.
You're
So I
nothing not
believe in my
consistent.
core, man. If they play within their means, if they play below the arc, they're the best offensive team below the 3-point arc in basketball right now. They
Yeah.
move without the ball, MWTB. If they get bodies, down in the paint, when guys are, with the ball at the arc, meaning Luka or Austin, if the ball's moving, I mean, and also getting to the stripe. It's it's
Yeah.
it's a formula they got right now. If they continue to pursue that formula, I think only the Oklahoma City Thunder, with their incredible defensive
That's
scheme.
that's it, right? Yep.
I mean, come on, that team is just unbelievable. But like you said, in the first matchup, which was in Oklahoma City, we'll
Yeah.
see what
It's
it's
time to go
like
Brick
when it's
City
in
and win.
LA.
That's a
You know,
challenging environment. Yep.
but yeah, without LeBron, it's hard to really gauge, what that game,
I mean,
really
Luca. To
means
be
ultimately.
to be fair, Luca and Air were rolling going into that game. We were
Oh
both hoping
yeah.
for hoping for a better game, and they didn't really show. I don't think you're wrong offensively. Like Luca, your Western Conference Player of the Week, by the way. Did you see Brunson got the Eastern Conference? So, well, tell us. Are you a Brunson fan, my man? Those dudes. He wants his voice in there. Those dudes who are
There you go.
teammates, in Dallas are Western and Eastern Conference Players of the Week. Kind of interesting,
Isn't that
but
incredible,
it
man?
is incredible, and
My
I think the
God.
incredible thing is the chemistry that AR and Luca have is real. They seem like best friends already through the years, giving each other crap, having this dunk contest on the side where they're 2-1 respectively, or 2-2. The jokes are going. It's feel goods. They're the Bus family has moved out. The negative parts, just Jeannie remains with Walters and all this money, and you're paying for all these things. And I got to think all the departments are as flush with cash instead of pocket lint. LeBron's back. The mix has worked. All of that is true. And yet, Wally, they're a bottom team, defensive team. And
Oh, yeah.
the stat that I wanted to throw at you, you can lead the league in a lot of things. For instance, boxing out. Guess who is dead last in boxing out? Your LA
Is it really
Jazz,
the
my man.
Lakers?
It's the
Oh,
Lakers, dude. And so what
interesting.
does that mean? Does that mean DeAndre Ayton, Rui, the others aren't doing their job, that Luka's not doing his job, that LeBron's not, that AR? I mean, like, you go down the list, but those are the things in the playoffs and in the tough games. And when you match up with the Rockets, giants at every position, Steven Adams, who they're just killing the glass, that's where I think you're going to be exposed. And I could be wrong. Like, Luka could go for 45 and AR goes for 35 and you shoot lights out and it's a fun game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets get you guys by 10 to 15 points. I just think they're going to control the glass. I don't want to see that. I want to see you guys compete with them. But I think the exposure will happen. And and Joker has a way of exposing you guys. I mean, I think he licks his chops.
Oh,
The
for sure.
LeBron Nasher when LeBron is just going off at how good Joker is, all the things he can do. You can just hear it in his voice, the respect he has, but also perhaps the reasonable fear that he has of that man. So I think there's going to be plenty of competition there to ride that one out. Can I throw
Let's
some
finish
stats
off
away?
with yeah,
Yeah.
please do. But let's fold it into something that you and I were talking about, which was this idea that there's not necessarily a true point guard anymore, or that it's not really a
Yeah.
position versus this concept of playmakers. Talk a little bit about that with
So
the stats you're talking about.
yeah, appreciate that. So with the CP3 retirement, there's been a lot of conversation. Best point guard ever. Is this the death of the traditional point guard? You kind of cited Fred VanVleet. I think rightfully, he's a guy who still kind of plays that role. He can shoot the three ball as well, and for sure he'd help the Rockets. But I think what Amen has done there, and possibly Reed Shepard has shown you, like, does a team truly need a quote unquote point guard? And who is that? I don't think that exists. I think it's who is your playmaker? And I think we've seen this for many years. I just, with non-positional basketball, Draymond has been the playmaker for the Warriors. Steph isn't a point guard. Steph runs around like a crazy man, comes off screens and gets fed in good places and makes plays. I don't think that he is a quote unquote point guard. I think we almost have to end that terminology. Even if you go back to the day, was Magic a point guard, right? The dude started at center as a rookie for Kareem when they won the championship. Of course he could pass the ball. We like to think point guard means passing. I think that's the thing in our brain that we've grown up thinking. Playmaking, though, at the game, anybody would get a rebound, and the first person they're looking to get the ball is Joker. And that chubby Groot-like unathletic body is lumbering down the court to distribute the ball every single possession. Almost he is the man who is bringing the ball from 3-point line to 3-point line. And if
It's
that's
incredible.
if that's what the point guard does, that's what he was doing. So here are some Joker stats. My argument that I think I'm building, I had this with my brother-in-law. I think Joker is the most skilled basketball player ever to play basketball. And I'm going to say male. There may be an argument to be made that there's some women that are equal or more skilled than Joker. But in the galaxy of all time, I think the hill I'm going to start to die on is Joker is the most skilled basketball player ever. These are stats from 2020 to 2025. This is the Joker era, as they call it. He has led the league in points. He has led the league in rebounds. He has led the league in assists. He has led the league in steals. He's led the league in plus minus. He's second in wins. He's first in double doubles. He's first in triple doubles, and he's first in MVPs. So no dude should be rebounding the basketball, the best in the league, scoring the basketball, the most efficient in the league. But then the biggest thing is sharing the basketball, being an assist, being a playmaker, best in the league. In fact, they only lost to the Spurs because Julian Champagnie and Vassell got on a heater, and Cam Johnson missed shots. Tim Hardaway Jr. hit some shots. His dad was cheering him on right below us. It was really cool. But what Joker does is, elite distribution. So I don't think you need this point guard to dribble up, give the entry pass. The entry pass is dead anyway. You just need somebody that can make plays. What do you think?
I think
who's your point guard on the Lakers? That'd be my second question.
Well, that's Luka Doncic. Yeah, that's
Do you
definitely
think he creates better opportunities than AR or LeBron?
So look, the thing about Luka is he shoots the ball too much. There are shots he takes where those should be.
But when he makes everything, it's hard to knock it. When he makes everything, it's hard to knock it.
For me, it's the 3-pointers. If he can cut back on those and just take it to the rack and get to the stripe, he would be a far better player. He's already an amazing player. No, it's Luka, but no, to go back to your general point here, I could be persuaded to agree with this, because ultimately a point guard in the classic sense is a pass first player, right? So Magic Johnson, despite his size, he could have scored more if he had wanted to, but he was a genuine pass first player.
I'll kind of down the hill that I don't think Magic had that much offensive skill other than passing. He wasn't a shooter, dude. He was not a good shooter.
He's a guy who could have worked more in the paint. Yeah, and his shot developed over time. But look, but I guess you're kind of making my point for me.
Yeah.
That he was a genuine point guard, and for me, he's the best of all time. You think about a guy like Stockton, a guy like Jay Kidd, on and on and on.
Nash.
I agree with you. Nash, sure, absolutely. Yeah, I think
Chris Paul, it's CP3.
Chris Paul. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, when you hear a guy like LeBron James, because I caught that part of that pod as well, really talking about Joker, like, he's on another planet. This is LeBron James talking about this guy. Who are we to disagree?
Mere mortals amongst kings.
He's unbelievable. I mean, that word savant gets thrown around a lot. In a lot of different contexts.
I may have been called that once upon a time.
Is that right? I'd love to hear that story sometime.
24-second shot clock savant.
He is. Yes. There you go. Absolutely. He is a basketball savant. That guy just knows how to play the game. He knows how to make the right play. Is he infallible? No, he's not. No one is. No one ever will be. But
he's not athletic. That's why. I mean,
he's just unbelievable, man.
He's respectfully athletic for guys like us, but compared to his NBA
he's not a super athlete, but you don't need to be a super athlete. I mean, you want to talk about another basketball savant, it's interesting as we talk about this, and we can, I think, finish on this. When I think about Luka Doncic, he's in a way kind of a modern version of Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Larry Legend really kind of gets lost in the mix nowadays when you talk about great players. People forget, I'm too young to have seen him, with my own eyeballs, as some people say. But I've seen plenty of tape, and read up on him and all the rest. Joker just, he doesn't, that lack of, extreme athleticism is not a problem for him. If anything, I think, going off of what you might have just been saying, it might be an asset because it forces him, right, to utilize his skills. and
Yeah.
not try to just play bully ball. So no, I think I think you may have something there. I
Yeah.
really do. I really do.
Well, your guy Luca, most pull-up field goal attempts per game. He's leading the league in that with SGA, Brunson, Donovan, Harden after him. Shooting percentage, he's 51% compared to SGA, who's at 57% when you look at peer to peer. So yeah, I mean, like that's why I say, like, I think the Lakers have a triad of point guards, truly. LeBron, AR, and Luca. Will get shots for other guys. I mean, really, what we're talking about is who can create, who can create for other guys. Now, if you're shoot first or pass first, I think Joker is at his core a pass first guy. He begrudgingly puts up 30, and that's probably the style of play that I like to watch, versus a Harden. Harden can pass as well through his career. He's a great passer, but he's gonna foul hunt. He's gonna get downhill. He's gonna try to draw the foul. He's gonna do a step back, traveling 3-point shot. And I think Luka kind of errs more towards that. I see AR getting his, but also spraying it out more often than Luka. And LeBron, we would say from his, I think he would say he wants to pass first as well. So is LeBron a point guard? Like that's the arbitrary nature of this term. I just don't think it really matters. The point guard of John Stockton, career assists and steals leader that will never get broken. That point guard player. Today, it's positionless basketball. Everybody can shoot it. Everybody can handle it. Everybody can move it. The most irate I saw Joker get in that game was when he went to make a play to Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson was in the wrong spot, and it was a turnover, 2.5 minutes to go, and he lost his business. He jumped the highest he had all game, yelling at Cam Johnson, and Cam Johnson comes down and hits a three the next play. And that's what you're talking about with Savant. Like, I think what Joker is doing is it's chess. In every play, he's thinking of what is the highest probability to make this play happen, whether it's a pass, whether it's inbounding the ball, pulling it out of the ref's hand so we can get it in quick, defensive position, magnetism to find rebounds, even though he's jumping 2 inches off the ground and shouldn't get them.
He's big enough.
All the things. Yeah. And so that's where I think he is, the greatest skill and most elite playmaker. And again, I'll say it like, what is Draymond? Draymond is a defensive menace, undersized with crazy long arms that can guard a big, but he's a pass first player. He has been his whole career. I mean, he made his hay distributing to Clay and Steph, right? I mean, that 4 championships off of that. And if you go down the list, like if you start looking through the league, I don't know that there's a point guard, but there are playmakers, I guess, throughout. So just an interesting little thing to
I agree, man. I agree. Positionless basketball, I think it's just another wrinkle in that overall evolution of the game, Anyways, man, what were you going to say? Let's have a final thought.
The final thought here is, so leaders in true shooting percentage, of course, you know who the number one guy is. So this is true shooting percentage. 73% is where Joker is sitting, averaging 30 points a game, okay? There are 2 gems. There are 2 Lakers on this list. Do you care to guess? This is the top 10. Who the 2 leaders are in true shooting percentage for the Lakers. There's one at 4 and there's one at 10. And they're 2 guys that you love and you think that you win with them.
Yeah, I think Austin's the guy at 4.
I would have thought that too. Let me give you a better hint. These are 2 dudes that you think are the key to the success for the Lakers.
Oh, my guy, Rui Hachimura. All right.
Correct. Rui, he's sitting at 10. He's shooting 67%, 15 points a game. And then number 4, you might as well have a lion on your shirt, getting out of that ice court. You're dominating. Yeah. 70%, sitting at 15.5 points per game. So,
hey, man, he went to the line last night 8 times. He hit all 8.
That's pretty. I mean, he has touch. He has soft touch for a big guy. But I think what you're seeing there is, like, if you have 3 playmakers distributing the ball, spraying it out, they're setting these guys up for really good percentage. So
exactly, man. Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. If they play the right way. Oh, I'm with you on the defense, but this is the thing, okay? And I'm gonna hammer home the final point here today. All right. If they play offense the correct way, all right, it will help to mitigate their subpar defense. This is not going to all of a sudden turn into some defensive stalwart team.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
They just need to be decent.
They need to be decent, but what they need to do is manage the clock, manage possessions, and put the pressure on the opponent. That's what they have to do.
I don't know that Luka thinks it that way. I think Luka just thinks, like, I can score every time and I can make the play. But
he gets too loose sometimes. But man, it's working for him right now.
It is. If we boiled it down, I think what I hear you saying is elite offense can lead to respectful defense, right?
Yep.
And the hill I will die on is elite defense is going to lead to respectful offense, and that's gonna win in the playoffs, and that's what OKC is going to do. And I think that's what Houston is going to do ultimately as well.
We'll see about them. I'm with you on the Thunder. That's proven. we'll see
Yeah.
about the Rockets. We'll see
Yeah,
how
but
far they can take off.
and it's and for better or worse, it's all health based, right? You know, like
Correct.
Wemby did not play in that game. If
Exactly.
Wemby's on the court, they're a different defensive team. So like, I hope for health for the Lakers. I hope LeBron can keep it together. Hope for health across the board. I hope the Rockets
Across
are
the board.
healthy. Yeah,
Of
for sure.
course, we want to see good basketball. That's what we're
All
all
right,
about
well,
here on Hoop to Holler.
excellent offense to reasonable defense. Excellent defense to reasonable offense. Let's see how it plays out over this December month and into the holidays.
Absolutely, man. Always great talking with you, Dilly. You have a good one. All right. Until
All
next
right,
time.
well, good to see you, buddy. Enjoy it. Keep that flow flowing, my man.